Can 7 women live with no internet for 3 days? When you're surrounded by the beauty of Zion National Park, gorgeous sunsets, and hundreds of hummingbirds? I'd say yes. Leaving Williams, Arizona early the morning after our Grand Canyon Rim to River hiking challenge, we headed towards Utah and our next adventure, yurt living in the middle of the Zion backcountry. On our way, before crossing over from Arizona to Utah, we made a quick stop at one of the most iconic viewpoints in the Arizona desert, Horseshoe Bend. We're doing our drive over from the Grand Canyon on our way to Zion, and of course, we had to stop at Horseshoe Bend because it's iconic and it is gorgeous. Well worth a little stop and the $10 to get in. From the many pictures and videos posted all over social media of Horseshoe Bend, you would think no one is ever there. Such is the difference between reality and social media. Although the yurt is only about 3 miles as the crow flies from the entrance of Zion National Park, it takes about 45 minutes to drive up the long, windy, and narrow gravel road to the property entrance. But what a view once you've arrived. We were starting to worry when our second car hadn't arrived, and with no cell service and sunset quickly approaching, we decided our only option was to drive back down the long gravel road. Luckily, as we started up the driveway, the ladies arrived. They had been misdirected by Google Maps and ended up taking a much less maintained road and thought they were very lost until a rancher stopped to help them find their way and kindly gave them some ice-cold beverages to ease their stress. Thank God for strangers. With more drinks in hand, we watched the final rays of the sunset and were so delighted in watching all of the hummingbirds at the hummingbird feeders the owners of the yurt had set out. The Backcountry Yurt is considered one of the top 10 Airbnbs in the state of Utah, and it's easy to see why. Not only is the yurt itself well equipped and just plain adorable, they have added unique touches throughout the property. They do have a solar energy system and running water. So in a separate building, there is a shower with hot water, a bathroom with a flushing toilet, and a nice large dishwashing station. There are several hammocks set up around the property, so if you want to take a nap, read a book, or just have some alone time to relax, you have lots of options. And you never know what wildlife might join you. And for the yurt itself, it's so much more spacious than I thought it would be. With 3 bunk beds and 1 trundle bed, there was room for everyone to actually have their own bed. It has the cutest kitchen setup with a 2-burner big gas stove, a mini fridge and a big cooler, some wire shelving, and a lovely buffet. And the 2 tables with benches were actually built from trees that were cut down on the property to make room for the yurt. They had all of the things that you could want or need for the stay. The lots of pots and pans, they had spices, they had a corkscrew or 2, you know, the important things. For the first couple of nights, the temps were pretty moderate and we were comfortable, maybe a little chilly, but with those extra blankets, it was great. But on our last night, which was around the end of May, the temperature dropped and we put that lovely wood burning stove to use, and it kept us nice and warm. The solar energy system does provide for some electricity to the yurt, so we were able to keep our phones charged up to take lots of pictures and videos during our adventures in Zion National Park, like hiking the Narrows and hiking up Walter's Wiggles to Scout's Landing. But one of the best benefits to staying at the yurt was the close proximity of the Observation Point trailhead. Observation Point used to be accessible from 2 directions. One was inside Zion National Park, and one is just past our yurt. However, in 2019, there was a large rockfall on Cable Mountain inside Zion National Park that blocked the trail from that direction. The Mount Zion area has such stunning geology with such a variety of colors and mountain shapes. From the Observation Point Trail, you get a very different perspective than when you are in the national park. Once you're at the Observation Point itself, you can look down into the national park and can even look over and see the treacherous Angel's Landing Ridge hike below. We're out on the observation point and it is amazing. Again, like I said, you can't get to this from inside the national park. You do have to come around, and it's about an hour and a half drive to the trailhead. It's 3.3 miles into the actual observation point, and it's a pretty moderate hike. It's not too bad. It's about 700-foot elevation, but most of the elevation is going to be when you are going out. You'll also want to bring your bug spray because there are a lot of biting flies. But one of the best things about staying at the yurt was cooking and sharing family-style meals at the end of the day and retelling our adventures and stories from the trip itself.